All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Radioactive Podcast. It's been a couple of weeks. We have taken some time off to work on the attachment pack, and I took some time off for my birthday, but we are back with a really cool, really interesting guest, and that is Neeher, the author of amazing mods like all of the select series of weapons. And we're going to have a lot of fun talking about mod stuff, and specifically animation, because I think that is definitely a strong suit of Neeher. Neat. I already knew. I'm just gonna tell you now. I'm gonna mess it up 80 times during the podcast. It's not as bad as calling J. Cruz J.K. Ruse, but you know. Anyways, Neeher is an absolutely excellent animator and mod author in general with some really, really cool stuff. So we'll be talking about that today. So yeah, I'm here with Pig, my esteemed co-host, and Neeher is my guest.
Oh.
So yeah, for starters. I suppose the easiest thing to break into is your newly unveiled weapon, Neeher, the pump action revolving. I think those are the only two firing modes, but I could be wrong. Shotgun, which has a pretty interesting style that is a little bit on the unique side.
Yeah.
It seems that with every weapon you end up doing, it's true for every author that there should be an improvement every time you make a mod, but I think the footage I've seen so far, this one is definitely a big flex of all of the talent you've accrued over the time that you've been doing this stuff. How are you feeling about that thing so far, and how does it compare to the other stuff you're doing?
This shotgun here?
Yeah. The selection.
This thing's a lot of fun. So in the video, it was just the first person, some of the first person. I've already redone some parts of it, makes it look a lot better. And I've also, I finished the third person animations, and that's a lot of fun, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun in third person. I'm actually more of a third person player in most games. So, but I actually have the most fun animating first. I don't know why.
Right.
But, yep, it's gonna turn out sick.
You also added, again, I'm assuming purely for the point of flexing, a nice little charm that has, I'm assuming, physics to it. Is it actually physics, or is it like a hand animated sequence that plays as your character moves?
Yeah, I'm glad you got it. You mistook it for physics there. Yeah, that was all hand animated.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. That's why I was like,
blending animations too.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that there's a way to add physics to weapons that anybody's figured out yet. So either one of two great options, you figured it out, you're the guy who's like, yeah, I did it. Or you're the guy who painstakingly hand animated physics to it, which, yeah, I mean, it looks great. It's literally just like, so much attention to detail on one little thing that's absolutely not necessary, but screw you, I did it anyways. But it's super cool.
That's first person for you. Yeah, third person, I think I could do the actual physics, just based off how Havoc animation and Havoc physics work in third person as opposed to first person. You couldn't do it in first person for sure.
Right. Interesting.
I don't know anything. I don't know what he said.
Basically, in first person, Havoc's collision and all that stuff doesn't happen. Doesn't work. It's disabled. But third person, or at least this is as far as with all my testing I've done. I could be wrong. I can't do it in first person. So it's all hand animated.
Right.
Yeah, I know that Havoc. Yeah, Havoc is the physics engine that Fallout 4 uses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of glued onto the side of the creation engine.
Yeah.
It is a shame that we don't have access to things like first-person animations, because I'm sure everybody and their mother wants to see like a proper sling on a gun just waving and doing its thing. But I think the few times I have seen it, I want to say has been on ported animations. Like I think one of the ported like Call of Duty M4s has a sling that has physics, but it's physics. Same way you hand animated it, they just ported over the animations from COD, which means that it's animated in COD too. Interesting. Yeah.
Or they could have janked it on, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that if you really wanted to. I mean, look in a good example would be like a bow or a crossbow. That string that is attached to both ends of the bow, that's skinned to probably about 3 weapon bones. And that's how it stretches and morphs. I have on the select shotgun, there's a spring around the barrel at one point. It actually compresses and contracts because I have the whole weapon skinned. So I can do whatever.
Yeah, no, that shotgun has got me excited.
It's hard to tell, though. It's hard to see it. You have to really be looking for it.
Yeah, it's definitely shows your attention to detail, whereas if myself or Pig was to put a spring on a gun, even one that's highly visible, which we both have done, it's just static spring, nobody will notice.
And nobody does, so it's fine.
I think people didn't like the one I did on the SMMG. The big Browning spring in there, but you can't see it in first person, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like it's like, I think it's off behind you, but still, people get.
I have several guns with exposed springs because I do shitty homemade stuff sometimes, most of the time, and and most of the time the bolt moves so fast you just like whatever your brain is like spring work. Yeah, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's hidden.
Yeah, so. And the viewers are going to be pissed. I didn't charge these stupid headphones, so they're saying low battery in the audio. I'm going to have to switch that in a second. I made the mistake of wearing them for 2 hours before we recorded. So when you do your weapons...
That's why I use wired headphones, dumbass.
Yeah, imagine if... They're just so big. Hold on. I'm going to do it now, just so we don't interrupt the conversation further.
Yeah?
Because I'm an idiot. My fault. I did the goof. I made the mistake. It was me, Pig. You're welcome. Is that what you want?
It's always your fault. Yeah.
I know it is. I can't even hear your response because I don't have this turned on yet. Okay, how about now? We good? Audio good?
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. Yeah, so when you make weapons, typically, we're just going to act like that never happened. When you make weapons, Neeher, you often do the pull situation, and you do it in like segments, right? So you start off, hey, are we making an SMG, a shotgun, a rifle? And then they narrow it down. And then you say, all right, bolt action, revolver, etc. And then you use that with the fan interaction to end up crafting a super unique, super awesome weapon. And you've done that for a couple of them. Like, I think the heavy select was like that as well, correct?
Yep, this is the third one.
This is the
first
third
one was the heavy select shotgun. Right.
And so what I know I definitely didn't steal that concept from you at any point ever with YouTube interaction. I think, but mine was more along the lines of, here's 3 weapons I want to do, pick which one I do next. When with yours, where it's so uniquely crafted with them, is there ever a point where you're like, man, I really wish they would have picked that one? or do you end up pretty happy with the result regardless?
I'd say on the second one, the people mostly voted for a hunting rifle, and I was hoping they would maybe do something, match 2 different things together that would be kind of wild or crazy. Ended up just being a hunting rifle, basically, but still put a nice spin on it, I guess.
Yeah, it was still
so that it wasn't the same.
Yeah, it wasn't just a standard old hunting rifle. That thing still had a lot of really cool stuff going on with it. And it's one of those things that's hard to tell too, because at that point I don't think I was really following the process like I did for the heavy select or the shotgun you have now. And so when that one came out, I didn't know anything about it. And when you look at it in the the Nexus thumbnail, you're like, oh yeah, hunting rifle. And it's not until you download it that you realize, oh my god, the firing mechanism on this thing is super jank and cool. Like, what the... I mean, if you see Neeher, you should expect that it's going to be something funky. Like, even your Rapid MG, which looks like, on the surface, like a run-of-the-mill SMG, whenever you actually take it into the game, it's so different. And then I think that one had burst functionality too, Pig.
Yeah?
Yeah, I believe it did.
That was like a year ago.
Yeah. But even it had like some really cool animations going on with it, and had the AR style charging handle that's actually utilized correctly, which most mods don't actually do, which I appreciate a lot. It's the little stuff when you handcraft a mod instead of just porting in an asset. I think your stuff's really cool. And I think me and Big were both super excited to have you on to talk about that kind of stuff because we are both very much in the mindset of like doing it every step of the way, which there's plenty of ways to go about making a mod. I mean, if you get a beautiful asset that you bought on CG Trader and you want to make that into a gun, that's awesome. And you know it's going to be really high quality. But the reason I make mods is because I want to bring this stupid concept I have in my head to life. And you end up with some of the most unique stuff that way. And I think that's very much true for every weapon you've made. Nothing's been just a carbon copy aside from... You made the 76 Screaming Eagle, didn't you? I think.
Yeah. That was
the only one. Rifle. Yeah, that was the only one that was like purely based on something else, as far as I know. And so having all the really unique stuff, I think, brings so much more character into the game.
Well, actually, the Select Rapid Machine Gun, that's like it's pretty well based on the R99 from Titanfall or Apex Legends.
Right.
I'm a big Apex Legends fan, so.
Oh, well then,
they got good designs there.
Well, now I feel bad because like 90 people in the comments of that video when I covered it were all saying it's the R99 but in Fallout, and I said no, it's not. This is different. I told them shut up.
No, it's cool. You really, when you're familiar with Apex, there's tons and tons and tons of different model skins for one gun. Right. But you look at the silhouette of it and you know exactly what gun that is.
Right.
Even though it can be totally different looking in design. And that's the same thing with the Rapid Machine Gun. They're just like, oh, I recognize that. R99.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, nice. That's good. That means I made like a legendary version of their gun.
Yeah, because I couldn't tell you the exact specifications of the R99 because, spoiler, I'm not an Apex guy.
Yeah, he plays Destiny.
I don't. It's once a year. Anyways, I'm assuming that yours, like on the surface, doesn't look anything like the actual R99, but the silhouette is the same. So, like you said, if you were to take that, what you made, and put it into Apex, people could see like, oh yeah, that's a skin for the R99, but it's not the same. Okay, that's interesting. That is pretty neat.
Fallout ties skin.
I am realizing now there's actually a couple of inspired weapons you've done because the Select Revolver was also based on...
oh yeah, that was just straight up Hellboy's Good Samaritan.
Good Samaritan. Yeah.
Man,
which
with some
nobody is complaining about because it's absolutely badass.
My favorite theme of this podcast deck is just you being wrong all the time.
Hey, that's my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Good Samaritan, I don't think anybody's going to complain that that's literally just like, oh yeah, that's that. Nobody's upset. it's badass. Nope. It's super cool. People love heavy revolvers. But yeah.
I do love the voting method because when I got the notification you were doing the thing for the shotgun, I was like, well, I gotta vote for the most stupid shit. And I'm still disappointed that my dual wielded double barreled lever action plasma shotgun didn't get in.
Oh.
That sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you hearted the comment where I said that.
Yeah, I don't think...
I was surprised I didn't want to do a dual-wielding one. I haven't done a dual one in a long time now.
But, you did the Juger pistols, didn't you?
That's fine.
Yeah, and you did that dual-wielded 44.
Pistols and the 44.
Yeah,
44.
Yeah, and you got mad, I remember, when I did a top revolvers mod and I didn't include the dual wield. I remember. Yeah. I don't think I can ever go back to the voting method for my stuff because I have a notepad full of 90 different projects I want to get done. And if I take the time to say, okay, you guys pick a mod now, I'll never finish anything I want to do. Not to mention...
I don't do that.
Too.
Yeah.
And you got to help me with everything.
Yeah, and then I got to help Pig with everything as well. To make all his models.
I don't write anything down.
Oh, that's... nice. How do you do that?
I should write more down.
Every time I just browse anything and I see a cool gun concept I never saw before, I'm like, oh, that goes in the memory bank. Type that up really quick. Want to make that at some point.
I just assume I'll get there eventually.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
That's crazy. I couldn't. Yeah. I get so upset forgetting things. Like, I have to write absolutely everything down because if I don't, it's gone. Like, it's just gone. I don't think I could do the voting thing too because when we did it I think I did it twice. And the first time around, I was like, okay, this is a faux pas. This was like when the YouTube thing was still starting out, and I was like, I'm just doing this to get some cool algorithm interaction, you know, do the YouTube post thing, do the poll, and it helps that the YouTube, like the community, feel involved. And in my head, I was like, well, this mod, I gave them 4 options of things I wanted to work on. I was like, they're gonna pick this one, and it's gonna be cool because that's the one I wanted to make anyways. Like that one's the coolest mod. Nope, they picked the most boring option that I put on there. They wanted an Institute weapon, and I did not want to do it at all. And that ended up being the Institute Pulse Carbine that I did, and I was just like, I was so upset, and it took 3 extra months to do that project because I just didn't want to at all. I hated it. I was still new at modeling, and it was all organic shapes, which I had not figured out yet. And so every step of the way was just pulling teeth with it, and I just did not. I was so pissed that people picked that, and even the Discord community was pissed. Everybody's like, well, "Who voted for that? Nobody wanted this. Who is out there clicking that button? Somebody's up against me, and I know it." It's so weird. But
it still came out pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I think the way you go about it is so much cooler, though. Like the segmented process of pick this part of the gun, then this part, then that part, and you're talented enough. Unlike Pig and I, who have to just rely on existing animations, but you can take the most bizarre concept, like a pump action revolver shotgun, and just be like, yeah, okay, and then just do it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know how I want to animate it going in, and so then I'll build the model based around how I want to animate it.
Right.
So it can be as interesting as possible rather than just pump action shotgun. Go.
Yeah, you've definitely nailed it. And I like your style for all of the weapons you do is super unique. And like when you look at your gun, like it's easy to say, oh, that's a weapon by Neeher. Like right off the bat, you have your own look, which is a really, definitely. I think I've changed up a lot. Like every time I make a model, I'll try some new texture system, and so none of my mods have like this cohesiveness. Whereas all of yours, and you put them under the select title, all of yours feel like they're part of the same thing and made by the same person, which I think is a really cool thing. And you simultaneously fit the Fallout aesthetic, which I know people like myself and Pig really appreciate the lore friendliness to it. But additionally, you bring your own style too, so it still has that feel that it belongs in the game while also feeling completely different from everything in the vanilla. So I think that's something you do that's just awesome.
Yeah, it's stylized, but not stylized too much. It doesn't fit.
Yeah, and I think every single one of your guns is really cool, but this pump action has got me really excited. There's something about it. It's got some charm, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yep.
I throw the word staple around a lot, but I think that one's going to become a nice little permanent slot in my load order. I'm big excited.
Yeah, what about my?
Yeah, I hope so.
Your SMG's good, Pig.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That one's the 10 mil SMG.
Yeah, the one I just
10 mil that came out today.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of it. I did the textures.
Yeah, it was a good little group effort. Cruzman put on the models, and I gave you a couple scopies. Came out pretty cool. I like it. So I feel like I already got an answer to this question, but you had said that you don't write anything down, which is interesting when it comes to going about future projects. But for people like myself and Pig and other, let's say, less talented authors, everybody has their big project that's like, this is my magnum opus. This is what I want to achieve. I know Pig's got this big dream of a quest mod he wants to do, and I think that's the case for a lot of people.
I'm taking small steps first.
I've got the attachment pack. That's my thing. So luckily, once I'm done with that, I've peaked. No, I don't think that's it. Yeah, I don't know if I have one, but that is definitely the biggest project I've got going on. But I was curious if there is anything that is like that for you. Somebody who's already so talented and can do pretty much anything that they want to do in the modding sphere. Do you have sort of that big project, the white whale, the magnum opus of what Neeher wants to accomplish in the modding scene that you're just not there yet, or maybe you'll be working on sometime in the future?
Not there yet, huh?
Or maybe you are there and you're totally capable and you just refuse to do it. I don't know.
I want to say no, because I've touched pretty much every part of modding, and that's why at the moment I do the weapon mods, because the animations, that's my favorite thing to do.
Right.
and then I have, the community vote for the next thing or whatever.
Mhm.
And so for the most part, when it comes to my own personal projects, I don't really have some gigantic thing I'm working on that's gonna, blow everyone away.
Right. Yeah, I mean, not
I just
everybody
take it one
does.
gun at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Uh,
Judging by this conversation, you're a lot more laid back about it. Pig and I are
Yeah.
out here trying to figure out our next 5 years of scheduling, figuring out which mod's going to come out when, and
Yeah,
pacing.
and
This is
then
scheduling. What is
and then we're like, why are we so overwhelmed?
Yeah, I
It's
wish
done
I
when
could
it's
be.
done.
Yeah, I wish I could be that carefree about modding. I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a part of a couple projects that have deadlines or whatever, but
oh, okay.
Yeah, you did
Right.
the animations for Sim Settlements too, which were fucking cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's another thing you got mad at me about.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
turn off
I
dialogue
freaking
camera.
goofed up dialogue camera, and Neeher's like, messages me, "You idiot! You gotta turn on the dialogue camera to see all the cool animations I made." So I think I went back and re-recorded it for the video, but still, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was like scouring YouTube. I was like watching people play some settlements, and I was like, all right, they're coming up to my favorite part, the part I did. Hell yeah! And then you're just like staring at a wall or something, or black screen or
It
something.
was the door.
Yeah.
It was because you're locked out of the door, and then it cuts to the inside of the room.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there like,
Yeah, we did that because at the time I've found a way around this problem. At the time I needed to hide a bunch of things. I needed to get everyone into their place and hide everything. Today I don't need to do that. But so yeah, we kind of just put you by the door close to it, but you can't quite see through that little slit in the window, whatever. But yeah, I just kind of hit everything, and then found out dialogue camera off just really hit everything.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know that feeling when I'm watching people play my quest mods, and then I just see them, just something awful happen, and they don't understand. I'm like, oh crap! I didn't fix that bug. It's an issue I need to fix.
Sometimes it's user error.
Yeah.
Typically, that's the case with me.
Yeah.
I still to this day have not finished Sim Settlements 2 because at the time I ran into a bug, which everybody and their mother is now telling me is fixed and patched. But Jake just would not give me the next quest. No matter how many hours I sat there telling him. And then finally, I just said, okay, I'm sorry, guys. I tried. Series dead. Another quest mod in the can for me.
Yep.
Which has happened at this point multiple times. For one reason
You're
or
gonna
another.
come back for chapter 3, right?
I need to go back and finish chapter 2 because people are saying it's patched. So I suppose I should go back and do it because Sim Settlements is one of the few big quest projects where I'm actually hooked and I'm like, okay, I want to know what goes on.
It is worthy.
It is.
Yeah, it's
it
very
is
good.
very good. Like, and I try to tell everybody that when they're like, "Why didn't you finish Sim Settlements 2? Do you hate the mod? Do you not like?" It's like, no, I think it's one of the best quest mods that exists on the Nexus. I ran into a bug, and I'm sad about it.
Yeah, it's pretty rock solid now.
Yeah, so I need to revisit that one, which I've been looking to get into some more playthrough style content. So perhaps that'll be the one that I revisit.
Yeah, that's probably a good one, and not my mods because they're bad.
Yours are easy though, because when you do well, maybe aside from what you're working on now, but like typically you release nice, concise stories that I can get rid of in a video or two, and then it's done. Yeah. Whereas otherwise, it turns into a 15-part series. Like I think Al is doing Sim Settlements 2, or was.
Well, he does. Yeah, he had like an extra video where he talks to more of the side characters.
Right. But did
And
he do the full playthrough?
He did a full playthrough.
Yeah.
Of it, yeah, and it was like 12 parts.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think for people that watch Al, like that's normal, and that's fine.
Because that's his deal.
That's his deal. But my deal is typically the more review style, concise. In this video we talk about everything that is included, and then when you get to the playthrough stuff, people typically love the first episode. Like, what's the big one? When Project Mojave came out, people were like, "Yo, this isn't crazy." And then comes the second episode, and everybody's like, "I don't care."
Yeah.
They're like, I'll go play it myself now that I know that it's cool. They use the first episode to gauge whether or not they like it, and then they're like, all right. And
Which,
so,
yeah.
yeah, and it's like,
Good for me, mod making man. Not good for you, video making man.
well, it's just, I'm in a weird middle ground because people like Al can do the full break or the full walkthrough because their fans like that kind of content. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of people who do like that are sub to me as well. And then there's the other style, which is to do the full review where you play through the whole thing, gather footage, edit it down into one video saying, this is everything, with or without spoilers, clips of it all. Here, should you or should you not check it out? And that's more.
You gonna do like a movie review of a quest mod?
Well, I was gonna say that's more like the Juicehead approach. Like when Juice does his mod roundups, you know, if he does a quest mod, he'll play through it all, and then in a few minute segments talk about it all. And typically, I'm somewhere in the middle where it's either I start doing the playthrough and then don't finish it, or I do sort of a breakdown review. But in some cases,
I think you just have commitment issues.
It's possible.
That's why we've never finished the attachment pack.
You stop.
Hmm?
The first few go arounds, it was purely me mismanaging everything, and then also learning how to make mods because that was my first project ever, and then realizing, oh, I did that wrong. Oh, I did that wrong too. I mean, this year I'm gonna go revisit all my old mods and remake them properly because they're all goofed. I remember Skibita tore me a new one. I'm joking, by the way, but he showed me that in the MG69, which everybody loves, and as much as they love it, I am gonna redo it.
Did you hear it's on a games? It's in a GameSpot video.
We're not doing that.
It's on the Experts React GameSpot video.
There's just a big glob of geometry in there that I didn't know existed. There's just like 100 vertices just doing this in there that you can't see from the outside, but when you go into it, there's just like a sharp potato of pointy edges, and they don't lead to anything. And I sincerely don't know where they came from. I got to
a weird thing when you were triangulating or something.
I think that was I don't know, that was like the third or fourth custom model I did, and everything prior to that had been working with completely new assets, and that was the first time where I implemented anything vanilla back into it and reused a mesh. And I think I didn't yet know how to cut up meshes properly, and I think I used a dissolve instead of just deleting the vertices I didn't want. And so it made a bunch of this is an educated guess, I don't know, but I think it dissolved most of it. And when you do a dissolve, a lot of times it doesn't work at all how you want it to if you're not doing it right. And so it just left a mess somewhere hidden deep in the bowels of the MG receiver. But yeah, that's enough me ranting about that. All I could think about for today's episode was I can't wait to talk to Neeher about their future projects. And you don't write any. They don't have future projects. Everybody else is like Jay Cruz is like, yes, I have the next 9 projects I want to do all lined up. This is the one I'm going to do in this quarter of the year. This is the one I'm going to do here. Here's the concept art for this one. And you're just like, nah, whatever the community votes on, I'll just do it.
I leave that to them, and then
it's cool though.
I've got projects in rotation. They come and go. Like this week, I'm not even working on the select shotgun at all.
Right,
I'm doing other things.
I did see that on your Twitter. You had another little project you dug up that you want to get working on. That should be pretty cool. If you want to talk about that at all, or if that's maybe a little bit of a surprise for later.
It's whatever. It'll be done when it's done. It's pretty far out because I'm more interested in getting the select shotgun done, but also mod projects I'm a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And so that gun was a gun I made like 2 years ago, and again I designed it based off because I had a cool animation idea of how to reload the thing.
Right.
And so I built it around that. And I came back to it like a month ago, I guess. And I was like, wow, this thing is terrible looking. So are the animations. But it's a really cool concept. So I, found it took a good half an hour to find my project files in Max for it. And, got a hold of the meshes before I triangulated them, so I can actually redo sections, clean it up, add more stuff to it, and it's already 10 times better than it was before.
Oh yeah.
Dak, I don't know what you're talking about at all. I don't know
Oh
what
really?
gun. Yeah, I have
Dude,
no
just-
idea.
Big plug. Go look at Neeher's Twitter to find out.
We just gonna tell people on the podcast to do that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Twitter.com/NeeherMods.
It's called. You don't get to see it unless you go and support this man.
Oh, okay. Time to see if I'm following you on Twitter, which I use once a month.
I don't have a Twitter. I just
Big man over here.
use the links in Neeher's YouTube's comments or description box to go look at it and look at the past like however long.
Yeah, my Twitter is 95% Apex Legends stuff.
I did notice, but yeah, you scroll through, you find a couple little nuggets of Fallout stuff that are very exciting.
Which one am I supposed to be looking for?
Go to pig. We do this after the podcast.
No, I gotta find
Just
it.
look for the image with the orange in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I
still really dwelling on this whole it gets done, it'll be done when it's done mentality, because that's what Pig and I
see.
tell everybody. Anytime-
That's my slogan. It's done when it's done.
But, and you know this is true, when anybody asks when a project's going to be done, we always say it'll be done when it's done. But you know, in our heads, we're screaming, we got to get this done. Oh my God, we got to get this done. We need to get this done so we can work on the next thing and get that done to work on the next thing. Because in reality, I don't want to do any of the next 4 mods. I want to do that 5th mod over there. But I got to do this first because I already promised them. It's just like
I made a roadmap.
Oh my God, I made the biggest mistake of making a roadmap. Yeah, no, I made a roadmap because I thought it was a good idea, because there was a point in time where I had a big lull in my modding where I got really sick, and then I just didn't have the drive because I was working on the pulse carbine. And
then you started playing Elden Ring.
And I started playing Elden Ring. And things happen, you know?
Yeah.
And so in order to get people excited and let them know, like, I'm still doing stuff, I came back with a big video of, hey, look, I made this and I made this, and here's the things I'm making next, and here's a roadmap of all the stuff I want to do after that. And now it's like, oh, I have to do those now.
You have to make the attachment pack.
I'm gonna make every single one of those mods. It's just now I have to do them in that order because I told them I would. And that was a mistake. Although, every time I mention the roadmap, everybody just goes, there's a roadmap? Because I only ever showed it once.
Yeah, and the thing is, the roadmap doesn't have dates or anything on it.
No, but I did say in the video, I did say in the video, and it says it on the roadmap, that this is the order that they will come out in. So we did
Does it
just
say 2022?
Just Photoshop it. Just Photoshop it and then gaslight everybody.
I am considering already breaking the roadmap because I really want to do a remake of the MG and the combat rifle, because I want to make them more compatible with the attachment pack when it's done. But, you know, whatever. It'll get done when it gets done, right?
It's done when it's done. Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that aren't related to the thing we're talking about right now.
Oh yeah.
When are you releasing the modders resource ladders? I want those.
Hey.
Oh my God, that's all packaged and good to go. And I was writing up the README for how to use it, and it all got deleted. The README, I mean, and I have to type it all up again, and I was just like, I don't want to type it up.
You just tell me right now.
I'm gonna go do other things.
I really loved that like couple week era of Neeher mods that weren't weapons, where it was just like all of a sudden it's just like, hey, look, ladders, look, sprint mod, look, swimming animations. Just like, where did these come from?
Guitar.
The guitar. I forgot about the guitar.
That was awesome.
The guitar was cool.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a
my buddy's
fucking neat concept.
My buddy's over at A Better World. A Tale of Joe and Liz in A Better World. The coolest and lesser known DLC mods. I'm gonna shill for them there because they're my friends. They were very excited about the ladders.
And
they were like, "Wow, we need to get this guy to make animations."
I have my personal friends from like my town that loosely enjoy Fallout. They're not as into it as I am. But every once in a while, I'll show them a project and be like, look at this, isn't this neat? And they're like, oh, whatever. I show them the climbable ladders, and they're like, what? They're climbing ladders. And I was like, there's no ladders in Fallout. I mean, they're everywhere, but you can't do anything. Don't you understand how important this is?
They could do it in Half-Life 2 20 years ago, but we couldn't do it in Fallout 4.
I'm really happy to see that a lot of my viewer base shares that kind of sentiment that I do, where it's like, I did the mods recap of like, here's everything that came out, here's these cool new weapons and these cool new armors and all this blah blah blah, and then everybody in the comments is just like, oh my god, ladders! I'm so excited. I don't care about anything else.
a meme.
We can make ladders.
Clearly, yeah, your
It's the
best
best.
mod ever.
No,
Yeah.
it's truly like climbable ladders, man. I'm telling you.
Climbable ladders.
Climbable ladders. And the fact that companions could work, I was really excited about. Like, the NPCs will actually climb them.
Anyone can use it.
Because you hit it as a furniture item, right?
That's a furniture item.
Yeah, it's super, like, such... I mean, nobody would have thought of it, but you, I swear.
Yeah, I sort of
I was
knew it
taking a
was
shower and had
possible.
the idea.
Yes,
how to do it.
That's the best way. Yeah, I knew it was possible because in '76 they had a water slide you could buy, and when you went down the slide, you were at the bottom. But
Same principle, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, it's so simple, but it should have been there in the first place. Like, in every way, it should have just already existed. Like, it's not a concept that's out of the realm of possibility in video games. Like, if you go to like the Far Cry editor, you can place down a ladder and climb it at your desired height. And so why not in Fallout? And it's because they're lazy over there. You know who I'm talking about. Those guys, you know the ones.
Them.
The Bethesda's over there. No, it's
mostly a matter of getting it done the way you really, really want it to be done, where you could go up and then stop midway and go back down slightly, or jump straight off of it, or jump straight onto it into the ladder and animation. It's a whole thing that I'm like, I don't blame him.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's a process. I mean, it's one of those things too. The engine you're working with, you know, it's like, is it really worth our time to implement a ladder? Probably not. Like, we joke, but even with all of the workarounds you had to do to get it working, it's still a beautiful mod. I did break it as much as I could. I think I got one crash out of it because I was doing some stupid stuff. I was doing some stupid stuff to that mod, trying to figure it out and just make it tick and feel it out. I forget what I did. I'm trying to remember. I did something really stupid.
Did you try to send someone in power?
I thought it was foolproof.
No, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
This was months ago. Well, I'm trying to think.
Did you try to send Strong up it?
No, it was me. It was my character.
It's not rigged for super mutants.
What was it? I think I was like jumping at it from different angles.
Oh yeah.
And then I think I placed them like backwards.
It should still work.
And then I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. It was me. It wasn't your mod.
You know, yeah. You know what else you broke? Your memory.
True. Well, this was a while. I don't remember every. You know.
You should. I should have a photographic memory.
I should remember every single outtake. Yeah. Every time I launched the game. Yeah.
How many outtakes did you have in the SMG video today?
A lot. It was a lot.
And you still messed up?
How long is the video?
Still left...
How long is the video? Like 12 minutes?
12 minutes, yeah.
There was about 18 minutes of footage. Yeah.
It's not that bad. You still left in
of all outtakes? What did I leave in?
Oh, yeah.
What issues?
You left in you being terrible at math.
Yeah, but that was funny.
Oh, yeah.
If it's funny, it's fine. Me just going, hey, this is the... Oh, I lost my train of thought. That's not funny. Because that's 90% of my outtakes. It's just me starting talking, stopping halfway through, and being like, I don't remember what I was saying. I have serious brain issues. Like, something's wrong with me.
Is it become better or worse since you got to know me?
Worse, but I don't know if they're correlated.
It probably
could be. You could be the problem, but I think it could be
I have cast my autistic energy upon you.
It could be my age. It could be I have a spinal fluid leak. I don't know.
You have a
vitamin K deficiency. I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's why I write everything down.
Dak, you gotta make all these mods before you die.
I actually, that's a legitimate concern of mine.
Is it?
You gotta complete the roadmap,
sincerely, and I'm not even joking in any way. I look at all of the projects I want to get done, and I'm like, man, I really do hope I finish all this before I die.
Yeah.
And I know what you're thinking. You're young and in your prime. Well, I'm unhealthy. And heart disease runs in my family. And I'm just like, sometimes I'll be sitting there with I'll get a surprise migraine, and I'm just like, this is the one. This is the aneurysm that takes me. I barely hope I finish that attachment.
Don't worry.
I have
Don't worry.
no, listen to me, Pig.
I'll get it.
I
I'll
have
release it.
drafted up like notes to be like, Brittany,
Last will and
Brittany,
testament.
send this file to Pig so he can finish it.
What if I die?
Somebody's out there trying to kill everybody trying to finish the attachment pack.
That's like a plot of a
The
movie.
terrible plot of a movie.
Yeah.
It's like there's like 30 minutes of context. It's like, okay, so there's this game from like 2016 that people you like to play, and it still has a thriving community where guys who aren't game developers go on and they make modifications for the game that change little aspects. And this guy wanted to make this. That's a terrible movie, Pig.
Coming October 23rd, the Attackment Pack.
Oh, that's fucking stupid.
It's-
Damn it. I fucking swear. Oh boy.
This Halloween, one man and another smaller man must make
What-
an entire mod
wait.
before they are killed.
Who's the smaller man?
Me.
In what
You're
way?
like 2 inches shorter, 2 inches taller than me.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10",
I don't believe that. What does your driver's license say?
5'8".
That's a stupid bit. We don't need to explain that one.
We totally weren't showing each other our driver's license.
Yeah,
For the
we weren't just
podcast.
sitting here for an hour before waiting for you, just being like, look at my driver's license. I don't know. You don't need to see our collaboration sessions when we're working on mods. It is not.
It's terrible. It's a wonder we get anything done.
It's actually astonishing how much we get done.
Yeah? Maybe
Yeah.
we should do one live and then
That's no.
that's a terrible idea.
It's 90% us just playing Bustin' Makes Me Feel Good on loop and then saying very inappropriate things.
The 44,
works, it works.
the 10mm pistol. What are we gonna do for the deliver?
No.
That's the entire thing. That's just what we do the
It's
entire
usually you
time.
just complaining about Ohio.
Why would I complain about Ohio? It doesn't exist. You ever been to Cleveland? I didn't think so.
I haven't. You
Yeah?
got me there.
Neeher, are you
Sure,
from
yeah.
Ohio?
No.
Okay, good.
It's the best topic. This is better than when we talked about toilets for literally
Listen,
30 minutes with Al.
We talked about Ohio with Al as well. So
Did we?
it's yes, because we were talking about the when Trainwitz made all the dragons into Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
When did you look at that?
When's he making
Okay.
all the Deathclaws into Ohio?
Let's reel this in a little bit because
Yeah, I mean, well, you said this wasn't an interview, so we can just talk about
yeah,
whatever
but
I
now we're
want.
just now we're just not, nobody cares. Everybody's
Yeah?
left. Yeah.
Okay,
So
your
now we can do
viewership
whatever we
has
want.
dropped. All your subscribers are gone.
Yeah.
The Patreon is empty.
Neeher.
Damn, the 40K gone.
Yeah.
All of it. It's fine.
When's the subscriber special?
I was gonna do one. I was gonna do a 40K special with 40K mods, but I really just hate 40K.
Oh,
Oh, Warhammer's stupid.
50.
me too.
Yeah. What were the suggestions? I had a few ideas for 50K.
50 cal.
I thought about doing a live reading of the Lusty Argonian Maid, but we're not really a
Ooh.
Skyrim channel. By the way, it's a play. I don't know if you've written it or read it. I was thinking, Pig, you'd be the other half. Obviously, I'd play the Argonian.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I
I don't know anything about it besides the title. I don't play
don't
Skyrim.
either. I haven't read it, but we're gonna live.
Well,
What else?
Oy vey.
I had some other ideas, but I didn't write them down. So
Yeah.
gone.
Didn't write them down?
I
Jeez.
didn't. No, this
For once.
I'm telling you, like it might seem like a joke, but if I don't write something down, it is gone. Like the other
Yeah.
day, I was just nagging Pig because I was like, "Hey, I had this idea for an attachment. I can't remember it. It's like it's
How would
done.
I remember?
I
How
don't
would
know.
I remember?
I never told you. I was just complaining about it. I was just venting because my brain doesn't work anymore.
This is what I have to deal with.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
Yeah.
I'm not a good collaborator.
Well, I offered to help you, so
I really hope
kinda
nobody ever
stuff.
asks to have me on as a project. I helped with I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that. I helped with a soon to release large project, and
Mm-hmm.
man, did I delay getting them the files.
Hmm.
It was the
Oh,
easiest
man.
thing to do, and I had them ready, and all it took was about 10 minutes of me just packing them up and sending them over, and every day was just, oh, I'm really close to being done. I'll get those right over.
Yeah, no, I have to deal with similar. I'm very, very accepting of no time constraint on my voice actors. So I just like get me them within the month. Whenever they're done, just get them to me, and then I just start doing weapon mods on the side to distract me. That's literally why I started making my kit bashes because I was waiting for voice actors.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and now you're on more complicated
Yep.
weapon mods that actually take time to develop.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Slippery slope.
Yep.
Well, not really. He's still having us make the assets,
Yeah,
so it's
it's
pretty
true.
much the same thing.
I refuse to learn how to make
I
3D
will
models.
tell you, I will teach you how to use Blender. Although, to be fair, I've had plenty of animators to say that they'll teach me how to animate, but I just have not taken the plunge because I had. Oh boy.
All my head is just full of how make descriptive for the quest mod.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need any more
Yeah, it'll
brain.
push out the information.
Why do you think my hair
You're
just
at
goes?
capacity. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
each
because it's all
hair
being
is a
pushed
new
out.
script.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
So I'm gonna circle back to something that actually.
Oh,
is
boy.
Neeher said that animating is fun to you.
Uh-huh.
I have heard
Oh, yeah.
nothing but strife from anybody else who animates. So I am curious: is it the process that you do?
Are you a masochist?
True?
No.
Is it because of how you go about things? Like, is it? I'm assuming it's got to be fun to do like the mocap side of things. Like you're not animating by hand as much. I mean, I'm sure you have to go in and tweak after the fact, but still, it just allows for some more. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you're moving, you're grooving with the suit on. You're not just sitting there going, move the vertice.
No, I mean, the mocap. So the mocap we have is a home grade solution.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty bad, but
Okay.
it's
I've
good
heard
at
people-
recording natural human movement.
I've heard of people using like an Oculus or a Vive for it. Is it similar to that?
No, I have an Index, but I would never think to use that as a mocap solution.
Yeah.
This one is for mocap, but it's not thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's just in home.
Right.
And yeah, it's really good at capturing natural human, movement, as I said.
Mhm.
But it's very inaccurate, and it does things that are just you'd be like, "What the heck is that? I didn't do that." And why is the arm twisting impossibly behind me? It takes a lot of cleanup to get it working and looking as decently as it does in game. I put a lot more effort into like some settlements when we use the
Right.
mocap for that. Not so much my videos. I try to make the videos as basic and quick as possible.
Yeah. You put way more effort than it
Anybody
needs
else.
to be. Yeah.
I mean, geez, even that little intro I did on today's video was just like a little goofy 50s era like camera startup. Too much time, way too much
Yeah.
effort. Meanwhile, you're over here doing an entire animation setup just to be like, "Hey guys, I'm working on a new gun."
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I
like the
I
honing of your
kinda-
craft is so cool.
I kind of stole the idea because I set up a character with dialogue to talk to for an update video for me, and I never did it again because I don't know. I should do it
Effort.
again. Yeah, it's not that hard. I just sit there
No,
and
it's pretty
I
quick,
record
easy.
lines. It's just simple.
So,
Super cool.
as jank as that is, then with all the cleanup, do you find it easier still to use the mocap, or is it sometimes just more worth it just to go in and do it by hand?
It depends on what it is. A lot of times I will just do it by hand. Like the ladders, for example, that was by hand.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Uh,
I figured you just got a ladder and then the mocap suit, and you just
Yeah, I just
no, I wouldn't trust that to go up straight up a line
no.
and actually record it properly.
well, it came out really well.
Yeah, no, it looks absolutely fantastic. My stupid brain was even shocked that you added the animation for going down. Like, it was just like, whoa, it's incredible. And again, any
Whoa,
normal
going
human
down
is
the
just
ladder.
like, yeah, ladder.
Mhm.
It's like, you don't understand the technological advancement that we've made for functional ladders in Fallout.
Yeah, 20 years out of date.
When you do, have you ever done the mocap setup then for like reload animations, or is that screw that? That's all by hand for first person stuff.
Yeah, I've never done any mocap for any weapon mod.
Yeah.
It's only ever for the video demoing it
Right. Doing all that
or
stuff.
a dialogue scene for a project.
Right. Like the SS2
That's what I use mocap for. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
Index, because I've seen stuff where people did first person animations
Mhm.
with an Oculus.
Yeah.
So
I
an
was gonna bring
Index
up the same thing.
might be neat for that because it's got the fingers.
The fingies.
If you could figure it out.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too because long before I knew that you even did the mocap stuff for your animation solutions, we had posted around in our community Discord. I remember Cruz was talking about it. This guy had used Oculus to make rough animations of a first-person reload. I think it was for like the Halo assault rifle.
Yeah, that's the video I'm thinking about.
Yeah, and then they went in after the fact and like cleaned up the fingers and stuff because you can't move the fingers on an Oculus at all. And I always thought like, man, what a pain that's gotta be. But I was also kind of like, I have an Oculus. Like, I toyed with the idea a couple of times here and there, but I figured I don't even know how to animate yet. I shouldn't even bother trying to find this new like solution that people aren't even really doing yet. I don't need to be the one to pioneer that. No, thank you.
Yeah, you're good with just pioneering laser sights.
Yeah.
It does sound like way more work.
Yeah,
than
it
just
does
hand
seem
keying
like
it.
a lot. And then, but I did see that somebody went out and made like what we always envisioned as kids of what a VR might look like. He made like the power gloves out of an Oculus that work, and its fingers and everything move. And then that got me into it again. Like, well, what if you apply that to it? Now you have every finger and every joint in a specific point. Like, what sooner or later we'll be there, and all it takes, like, I mean, I'm sure this is in practice already. I know we do a lot of mocap stuff for like AAA titles, like COD will do. Oh, we need that animation. Yeah, go put a mocap on the dog. You know, I mean, we did that for Fallout. I think. No.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The dog meat was mocapped. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't
from
sure if it was
River.
mocapped. I know they at
Animations,
least
all
got the
Rest in peace, River.
reference. Yeah, rip. But I don't know if we've gotten to the point where we're doing like as advanced mocapping, like finger tracking and everything, just to be like, okay, go get a prop AR-15, go do the reload. All right, we're done. Go put it in the game.
That would be an
Probably
issue with
not.
Neeher stuff is because he's pantomiming with no physical stuff.
Yeah,
if he
and
did.
that's what I was asking earlier about if you had done any of the reloads that way, which, like you said, you hadn't. But if you did, I was curious because your weapon designs are so different. If you had done it in mocap, it would be like, all right, heavy select, you know,
Yeah.
and everybody around you just like, what are you doing? These bizarre animations.
Yeah, I could see maybe if you set up like a custom virtual environment where you had the model in front of you and could manually operate, and then you recorded. I don't know. I don't know if that would be possible.
It's hard. I toyed with the idea with some of the guns that I have, and I grabbed my Oculus. I was like, could you even grip both things? Like if I wanted to do a reload. Spoiler. But I think the way to go about it would be to find a way to not only record what you're doing, but going into like a simulation type game like H3 VR.
Yeah.
Or something that has the models where you don't actually have to physically hold the item, but you can hold it in VR, so you have the scale, you have the position, you can see where you need to put the magazine. It's interesting.
And VR has a modding scene, so you could totally put your model in the game somehow. It's just it'd probably be more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, who did that? AsXaz did that, right? Some of their stuff is over in H3 VR, right?
He works on the game.
Yeah, but isn't all on top of that? Isn't there like some crossover? Some of the stuff we have.
Yeah, the Tamaka Uzi is in there. Yeah, the big 50 cal 3-shot revolver he made as a joke is in there.
I remember there's a group of people doing the on Blade and Sorcery. They made a melee pack of all kinds of melee weapons from Fallout, including a couple of old melee mods. And they reached out to me and they wanted to put some of the guns that I've made in there. And I thought, all I want is to use the skewer in VR because that would be so fun. But they said they weren't able to figure it out, which did make me a little bit sad. But
there is. I haven't checked the modding scene recently for H3VR, but someone did put like the laser rifle in with all the attachments from Fallout 4, so you could
cool.
do it like that, and then you can see that the laser pistol is fucking massive.
Yeah, big.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Big gun. That's the story of Fallout 4. Everything is big gun until you get the Deliverer, and then when you get a real gun like the Revolver or the Deliverer, and you're like, why is this so small?
Mm-hmm.
And then you transfer the assets. You go into Nifscope and you don't do any rescaling, and you just like transfer a red dot from one to the other, and you're like, why is everything so small on the 10mm? And it's like, oh no, the 10mm is just literally the size of a 4x4.
It's true.
That thing is massive. And everybody is still so mad at us for the attachment pack. They're like, why won't you just make everything smaller? And it's like, because that's not what we're doing. And B, funny goofy.
Yeah.
Funny goofy is much more fun than immersion or whatever.
Yeah, no, I am a big fan of the goofer.
Yeah.
But I'm also a big fan of the lore friendly. But those can go hand in hand most of the time.
Well, in Fallout, that is goofy is the lore friendly.
Yeah, more or less.
Pretty much.
Unless were you part of that, Pig, in the comment awards? Never mind. We don't need to get into the comment awards here.
Oh, secret.
Secrets.
I think I did instigate that argument. Probably, highly likely, I instigated an argument. I do that sometimes.
I don't think we're talking about the same thing, but that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I thought that was another 50K special idea. Was me going and reading all of my hate comments on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't have most of them because YouTube generally flags them all and takes them down at some point, which makes me sad because some of them are really funny. like that one that I sent you, or I sent you the big. What did the guy say? It's something along the lines of, "You are a loser in mother's basement, and it makes me sad to see such a loser. I am happily married, by the way." And something along those
lines. By the way,
was that the one that was in a different language? We had to translate it.
No, it was just in every single one of those is just in very poorly written English.
Ah, so
with very strange values.
So it still requires translating.
Sometimes I don't know. And my favorite part is there are these little like raids, right? So either it's a one guy on a bunch of like alt accounts, or it'll be a group of maybe like 8 people who wanted to just like troll or whatever. And they'll all at the same time, they'll go to, and this has happened multiple occasions, they go to a video that's like exactly 2 or 3 days old, and they just go bam, 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 all these spam comments of hate, because it's supposed to, I guess, make me feel bad, because it's like, oh, look at all these people don't like me. Oh, no. And they're all just these weird, vague insults that have nothing to do with my content, and so that's how you know that it's just like a group of trolls. But,
yep.
I forgot where I was getting with this. Oh, yeah, they do it all in the matter of like seconds, and you're just like, how am I not supposed to know this is just a goof? Like, I never get hate comments, but I've never seen an individual hate comment where somebody's like, man, I really don't like your content. Because normal human beings, if they don't like something, they just go, oh, okay, I didn't like that, and they leave. You know?
Yeah, they don't go out of their way.
They don't waste the
know
energy unless they're like unless they're trolls, and it's just funny. It's such a goofy concept to me, and when I was really small, it never made me upset. Like none of the words they said ever was just like, oh wow, that one got to me. It was always just like, somebody's really going out of their way to upset me. Like that was the thing. Like somebody would divert that much energy to upsetting me, and then I quickly got over that, and now I find great joy in it. I think it's one of the funniest things that happens, where this either a group of people or a guy with a bunch of alts just comes on, says a bunch of stuff, and then never does it again. It's so funny. It's so hilarious to me.
Yeah. The thing is, words only have the power you assign to them.
Yeah, of course. And the best one of all is just like looking at the dislike ratio. No matter how many views a video of mine gets, it pretty much always has the same number of dislikes, because it's the same people disliking it. You know, like that is their daily regimen. They wait for my upload, they go dislike it, and then they go about their day. And it's awesome to know that those people care. They care that much about me, and I appreciate it so much that when a video gets posted, within seconds, it gets all those dislikes, and then that's how many dislikes it has forever. It's just, especially now, because YouTube like did the whole remove the dislike thing. Like, sometimes you see a video, you don't like it, you leave a dislike. It's a good rating system. But then they got rid of it, so now no normal person dislikes because it doesn't do anything. Except for these people who are just dedicated to.
I have the thing
I want to click the dislike. It's so funny. I love them.
The browser extension.
They are as important to me as the people who like the video. They are part of what drives me to do content.
Do you think they have matching deck hate club?
So. I hope they bought the merch and then like defaced it.
Yeah.
Whenever the merch was up for like a month, and
you
then
think
I said
they have like a Facebook group called I Hate Deck?
Ooh, do you ever look to see if you have hate groups online?
No, nobody hates.
Now
me.
that I've said it, there'll be some. I don't have any yet. Yeah,
but I've seen that some because I hate you.
I've seen that some YouTubers have like a Reddit hate groups. They just like a subreddit devoted to just being like, I hate this guy. Did you see what he did? He made a video or whatever they do. I don't know why they do what they do, but yeah, I don't have
some people.
Yet. Some people?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Jesus. Excuse us. Yeah, I was gonna say, excuse us if we're railroading these conversations. Don't feel free to interrupt us if we ever continue. How about you, Neeher? We always like to ask mod authors, because typically when you get into the modding scene of actually making stuff, you never have time to actually play the game. Do you actually enjoy playing any Bethesda titles, or is it all just time spent making stuff for the games?
Yeah, pretty much. Any free time that isn't modding is like playing Apex or watching some show or movie.
Right. And that's pretty much what it is for me. It's make mod for Fallout, never play Fallout. Play other game to get away from Fallout, and then maybe watch some Game of Thrones, which is what I'm doing right now. It's just like, the itch hits me. I go, man, I'd really like to play Fallout. And I look at it and I go, no.
No, you hop into Fallout and then you're like, well, maybe I'll just mod it instead.
Yeah. While I'm here, I might as well. I've got free time that I've already devoted to Fallout. I might as well just work on my mod. I get that.
All of the time I spend making on my mods has really helped me kick my Fallout 76 addiction. None healthy.
Yeah, I actually just reinstalled 76 to check out the pit thing they just put out today.
Yeah, I played it earlier. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Today.
Did you know?
I like it.
Did you know? The PTS, but
did you know that because they put the pit into 76, that means that it's no longer canon?
True. There was a comment. That's
what I was talking about. Let's just bring it up. There's no way that person watches this video. There's no way.
If they do, hi.
If you do,
hi.
Apologies, but also,
you want to come on the podcast?
No, shut up. We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Let me find the comment. I will read it to you.
No.
Is it in? Is it?
We don't need to bash this human for their weird opinion.
Okay. So they said,
stop.
They said,
they'll put them on blast.
They said that this mod is good, but it isn't perfectly lore accurate.
Which mod was it?
It was in your lore-friendly submachine guns, and you included the
one by Cypher.
Right. Yeah, the Cypher's 10mm. He says this 10mm submachine gun is good, but it isn't perfectly lore accurate anymore because the design was changed in 76. So while the gun itself is lore friendly, its Fallout 3 design isn't anymore.
I'm gonna get heated.
What?
Why did we do this?
So that's why the pit in Fallout 3 isn't lore friendly anymore, because the pit is in Fallout 76.
And that means that the Fallout 3 New Vegas designs of the 10mm, they don't exist anymore because Fallout 4 changed the design, right?
Yeah, they're not lore friendly.
That means that
another staple of the podcast, people not understanding what lore friendly means.
Yeah, deserts don't exist because Fallout 4 doesn't have a desert.
True.
Yeah, they
the NCR never happened.
Never.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny though is that train of thought actually is not far from what a lot of people think lore friendly means. By which, like, some people say that because X was not in the Fallout, it can't be lore friendly. And it's like, no, you're thinking of the word canon. Because it's not in here means it's not canon. But it doesn't mean it's not lore friendly. I already
is
knew.
canon adjacent.
I already knew that calling your mod that you released today lore friendly in the title, people were gonna throw a little. Yeah, it's not because it's different. We made a 10mm and it's different, and it's like okay.
Listen, I put the tag on the Nexus lore friendly, so it's lore friendly.
The guy, what was okay?
That settles it.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
people angry. Whoever this is, apologies again.
We're just calling out one guy.
No, this is a different guy.
Okay.
This is the person who said that your gun isn't lore friendly. It did happen already. I forgot.
Oh, really?
They yeah, you commented on it, and I replied
Oh,
to you.
yes. Yes, I said.
It was the person. What did they say? It was something along the lines of, "This weapon can't be lore friendly because it has a different iron sight than other HK weapons." First of all, HK weapons have a variety of because Pig said that his design was an HK weapon because HK is a weapons manufacturer in the universe. Spoiler warning: HK in the Fallout universe is crazy. They made the P90,
which is made
Fallout
by FN
lore.
in real life.
Fallout lore is weird. It's okay. So Pig's iron sight being a little different is fine because guess what? Look at actual HK iron sights. Tell me that the MP5 and the G36 have the same iron sight.
They don't.
They don't. Also, his gun came out in like 2077.
2073, I think.
What?
I don't know. I made up a date right now.
You get the point.
Yeah.
Nobody threw this much of a fit about like my MG, which was based on a real firearm, and then it making no sense. Like I put a tube on that thing. I don't know what that tube does, but it was on the old MG, and so I put it on mine. The only time somebody complained was because they were like, "You put a carry handle on for the barrel swap, and it's not attached to the barrel. That's stupid." And I was like, I just put it where the original assault rifle had it, which was also not at the barrel. I thought it was just a carry handle with a goofy, loopy design. I don't know. Gun nuts. I love you.
Get that a lot.
But sometimes it's a freaking video game. Have fun.
I'm one of the good ones.
Especially when it like if you're recreating a gun, like if I made an M4 and I gave it a freaking AK charging handle, fine, rip me a new one. But like when you're making your own mythical gun and people complain about how it operates, it's like
my favorite gun nuts are like, did you know this is actually a similar thing to a thing that's real life? Like a bunch of people commented that my bullpup handmade was like similar to the Ukrainian Melyuk or whatever. Because it's a bullpup AK, and I'm like,
the Vulcan.
Cool. I guess I prefer this over people telling me that it makes no sense. But you didn't have to say it like 12 times.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah, if it made sense, it'd be boring as hell.
Yeah.
My favorite is people who are like into guns but don't like. I'm by no means am I one of the hardcore gun nuts who can tell you exactly how a gas piston system operates. Like I'm not that into it, but I know a thing or two about guns.
Yeah.
But my favorite are the people who are self-proclaimed gun nuts who simultaneously have like no knowledge of the firearms that they're talking about. Like,
no, I know what comment you're
yeah, you already know what I'm talking about. But like a comment that I saw about your bullpup AK all the time was people are just like, wow, this is like the Graza, but he messed up. He didn't have the carry handle. It's like, because it's not a Graza. It's just a bullpup AK. Graza isn't the only way you can bullpup an AK. Spoiler, it's an aftermarket thing. Like, you took an AK and you made it bullpup. It's not like they made the Graza to be a Graza. It's so frustrating.
A really neat thing that I saw recently is Forgotten Weapons did a video about prototype Czech bullpup AK, and I was like, it's just like mine!
Yeah. The first time I saw anything like that was in COD Ghosts, I think, had a bullpup AK with your exact profile. Like where the iron sights are pretty much unusable because they're so close to the receiver and you can't get behind the gun because it's a bullpup, and so it's just like, how do I aim this thing? How do I get in there? But yeah, I remember seeing yours and being like, oh cool, people are gonna hate this.
Listen, I put a coat hanger wire from the front trigger to the rear trigger.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Did you see somebody said that it's not bullpup because you did that?
Yeah, someone was like, this isn't bullpup because the trigger is still in the back. And I'm like, most bullpups still have the fire control group in the back. They just have, it's just operated with the big wire.
I like that this episode became Neeher sits in to
and listen to us
complain about things.
Do you have anything you want to complain about?
Yeah, feel free to vent. Welcome to the radioactive venting session.
I don't want to.
All this talk has reminded me of
radioactive
something.
vent.
Feel free.
I
Please
saw-
interrupt us.
So totally off track and
That's
not even
good.
Fallout related.
Get us away from
Is
here.
that still good?
Yeah, please.
No,
Oh, this is
doesn't
like
need to-
it's a Fallout podcast, by which I mean we
Mhm.
have Fallout guests, and then we talk about toilets for 30 minutes, like we did with Al.
Mhm.
It's my favorite thing. So
Okay.
by all means, continue.
Okay, so I was watching the new Star Wars Andor trailer teaser thing. I was watching, I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And then I saw in one of the clips, because it's a teaser, it's rapidly flashing, whatever.
Mhm.
There was a guy in the background this is Star Wars, and he was holding an AK,
Yeah,
just a
I've
straight
seen
up
this
real
picture.
AK.
It's
And
got
I
some
paused it,
gubbins on
went
it.
back and was like, what the heck is going on? What? Galaxy
Googling.
Far, Far Away? Do they not have a spare, prop of an actual Star Wars
It
weapon?
was an underfolder that had some gubbins on it, and I guess
Yeah.
that's fine because Han Solo's gun is a pistol with some
a
gubbins on it.
DL-44.
But they could have picked something more
They
obscure.
could have, not straight
Like-
up AK.
There's an AR-15 in Empire Strikes Back, but it's covered in a bunch of stuff you would never know.
Yeah, because it's the same design that they used on the STG 44, but then they just used an AR-15, and it basically looks identical with all the stuff on top of it. And they ended up retconning that later into there were like two variations of the same blaster, which is cool.
Yeah.
And then in Rogue One, they used a similar design with an AR-15 to make another blaster, and like it totally works. I love.
Oh, the pistol, yeah.
Oh, there's that one
Cool if you're
too.
making
No,
it
they
into
also have
another
they also
blaster,
have a
but-
rifle in Rogue
I
One.
think it was the same gun, but like it's modular.
I
Yeah,
maybe I don't know.
yeah. But
But,
they could have picked a less
I'm-
ubiquitous firearm.
Yeah, I'm looking at this over here, and I see an underfolder AK with the stock folded up, a small capacity magazine, and it looks like they removed the rear sight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like
then
the entire front half of the gun is just untouched.
it's just an AK. Yeah, they
AK.
really.
The sight, or
Boosties.
not the sight, the magazine reminds me of like a VSS or an ASVAL 9x39 magazine. I don't know.
I like this. I'm looking at the picture here, and the article's name is Disney slammed for Andor trailer showing AK-47 in quotes. Pissed me off.
47.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I can't believe they put.
Oh, there's multiples.
Oh,
Yeah, no, there's like a table with just 3 of these sitting on there in the Andor trailer.
hey, I
Just,
mean,
I think I got
if you-
distracted and didn't
if
care
you
anymore
want
about
to
Andor.
sell, if you want to sell the idea that there's some sort of ragtag rebellious group, I guess that's the gun.
That's what they
that
did
is
in-
the vibe.
They did it in the Halo show, man.
Oh yeah, they did.
But
I
in
mean, I
Halo,
guess
in Halo,
that makes sense.
Halo is set on Earth in the future, and quite frankly, this day and age in 2022, there are still militant groups using the AK-47, the OG, because it just stood the test of time.
What? Technically, it's the AKM.
I am 100% certain there are still 47s floating around in use.
Yeah.
You get my point. Is that they
Yeah.
It's one of those weapon designs that's just tried and true and it works.
Yeah.
So
and
in Halo,
with Halo,
I
yeah.
could see it. I would the
Because
reason that it doesn't make sense.
Halo weapon, like their weapon development stagnated for like 200 years because they decided to have world peace for a while, and then aliens came around and they're like, I don't like aliens. Let's shoot them.
It's true.
And then they started inventing more guns.
Close. They had before aliens. They had to deal with a bunch of insurgents. But yeah,
Which would probably use AKs. To be honest.
maybe, but also like in the games they just use the. I don't know. It's weird because you never see the small arms side of Halo.
It's in the
now
books.
we're in Halo talk. The small arm side of Halo only really came into the games in Infinite with like the little it's 10 millimeter, isn't it? The
sidekick is 10 millimeter. 10
yeah,
millimeter
but
auto.
like everything
cool.
else is ridiculous.
10
Like,
millimeter.
the Magnum is 12.7. The assault rifle.
It's in 308. It's
I was
in
gonna say it's 7 by
762.
51. Yeah,
It's 762 NATO, which is
51. Which is
51. Yeah, 308. More or less.
More or
color
less. I know
load.
people tell you no, they're
Oh
not.
my God,
No,
oh
they're
my God.
not. Yeah. Anyways,
They're pretty much
big.
yeah. It's
big
like 2
gun.
to 3 and 5.
And then
Yeah.
what everybody thinks is the 50 cal actually isn't 50 cal. I think it's like 14 millimeter. It's something huge.
Yeah, I think the Soviets had a 14 millimeter
it's
anti-tank
like a big
rifle.
anti-tank round, because what we're shooting at in Halo is these big armored aliens, and so you're like, oh, 5-shot kill with the pistol. It's like, no, these are big bullets.
Deck.
Big. What?
Deck.
What
I want to make a Chinese anti-power armor rifle in 14 millimeter.
We already have that.
But I want to make one.
But the one we have is really good. It's one of the oldest mods on Nexus, but I still like it. The only reason I don't use it in my game anymore is because the leveled lists were a bit goofed, and they ended up on like every Brotherhood of Steel member you ever found. But I think that Forest Gimp put out a patch for that.
Yeah, but Deck, it can be inspired by Halo.
No, I don't wanna.
Okay, we won't do that.
Maybe that's
this is how it goes. I keep throwing ideas at him.
8. Yeah, well, when I throw ideas at you, you hate them too. What was the one the other day? I said I wanted to remake the Riot Shotgun because the one we have is a little lackluster on attachments, and you're like, yeah, but
well, we have a Riot Shotgun, so what would we need to?
Well,
it's literally the same gun.
Ours will have more attachments. The Simonov that exists, the PTRS, we're ranting again.
Yeah, but mine's gonna be bolt action.
Oh, okay. We have the AMAC. The AMAC's cool.
Yeah, and because War Daddy made the animations for the anti-material rifle.
Okay, now you have me intrigued.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I get them. I got perms for all those animations.
The only weapon I'm excited about right now, like I have this list of ideas I want to do, and even some of my newer stuff, I'm just like, I don't care anymore because I'm working on the attachment pack. Mm-hmm. The only one I'm really pumped about is I really want to do the retro AA-12.
Yes.
The prototype.
Yeah, so I sent you that at like 2 a.m. and you're like, fuck you.
So good.
I want to do this.
The only thing that has me more excited is throwing the carry handle on the assault rifle.
Yeah. We've been doing some goofy stuff attachment pack wise.
Yeah.
Dak is like, today I'm going to put the M4 carry handle on every gun in the game.
That was because people were pissing me off.
It was funny. And it was really funny how like everybody was like, that's fucking awesome, do it.
Yeah, no, I was you're familiar with the vanilla assault rifle and how people hate it.
Yeah, the tube thing.
Yeah, the tube thing. And then I made my remesh, and quite frankly, everybody tells me they like it, but I'm still not super happy with it. I want to redo it one more time to get it right. But in the attachment pack, the whole point is just to beef up the attachments for the vanilla game and add more variety to what's already there. And that means don't change the gun, just add to it. And so how do you add to the assault rifle? You know, because it's such an abomination, and most people are going to mod it out of their game anyways.
Going on.
And so the idea behind what I'm kind of trying to do is like
just make it worse.
Add a bunch of goofy stuff. Oh, I see something bad. We'll get back to that. Add a bunch of cool stuff, happened? And then I'll tell you in a second. Add a bunch of cool stuff to the MG or the assault rifle in the vanilla game that will still work with my remesh, because right now the remesh I have does work for the most part except for barrels. So I'm going to remake it to make it a little bit better, get rid of those ghost meshes that are hiding in there with the pointy, jagged edges, and just make it more compatible with the attachment pack. That way you can get rid of everything. So the remesh will get rid of all of the old stuff, but if you use it in conjunction with the attachment pack, you get all the new stuff too. And so now you get a super cool modular gun. But part of that process was we added the M16 carry handle and gas block to the vanilla assault rifle. And that may sound awful, but everybody I've shown it to thus far thinks it looks better than the vanilla one.
Yeah, even my super nerdy AR friend who loves retro M16s was like, that's awesome. I love that.
It's kind of cool, and I don't know why. And so the people in the Discord were all saying, well, add it to this gun. You need to put the carry handle on the assault rifle. You need to put it on the AK just because it's goofy. And I was just like, oh my god, I don't want to just reuse assets for everything. The point of the attachment pack is to make every gun feel unique. And now you want me to add it to every gun. And so to settle them down, none of this is going in the actual game. But I just took the asset that I made, which is the M16 carry handle and gas block, and threw it onto every gun and just posted a picture of it and said, that's all you get. It's not going in the mod, but you can look at it and be happy about it.
It looks sick on the deliverer.
For no reason. For no reason. It has no right to. The deliverer looks awesome. It doesn't deserve to. It actually,
I'll find it.
Yeah, can you pin it? Or it's pinned. It's pinned. If you go in the work in progress section of the Discord right now.
No, it's in Q&A. It's pinned.
Sorry, it's in Q&A. And if you look at the
Q&A.
pins, it's on the deliverer with an M16 carry handle and gas block. The gas block is on the suppressor, by the way. For no reason, that looks super
on the
cool.
suppressor.
It looks so cool. It functionally
It doesn't look bad, yeah.
Functionally,
It
is
stupid.
weird.
It's so stupid, but I think it has the potential to be a weapon later on.
Yeah.
Like a raider. Me and
The
Pig have talked
10
about
wow.
our
Raider
modding.
logic.
Yeah, like the raider logic of just taking like weapon parts that already exist and just bashing them together because they're stupid raiders. It's like, I have 2 broken guns. I'm gonna take the good parts, make them into a working gun.
Yeah.
And so
I
in the
love that
future, I want to make a deliver animation based pistol that has an M16 carry handle and gas block because it's so cool. I was
Yeah.
thinking something along the line of like the slide would be similar to the Frommer where it's all internal. And then the carry handle sits on top of that somehow. I think it'd be kind of neat.
I've heard of AR-15 pistol, but this is ridiculous.
You're funny.
Yeah.
Make it in,
I know I am.
and we'll make it in 5.56. No,
Nice.
no, we won't do.
We could do
Well, I
it
won't
with
do
a Chinese pistol animation.
I was thinking, if we ever do that
Yeah?
22 pack, we could do the New
Yeah?
Vegas style 22 and put it on that.
I think
Yeah, I remember that one too.
I love that 22. It's so cool. There's a really good 22 model already on the Nexus that I use a lot. And I think it also got the Forest Gimp treatment
Mhm.
of making it cool and balanced.
there's a model out there for a Colt Woodsman 22 pistol, which I kind of want to a mod.
20.
it's-
Yeah.
Oh no, we lost him.
Oh no, he's gone. He poofed.
Uh-oh. Well,
We
that's
fixed it.
the end
Nope.
of the podcast.
No,
Okay.
no, he's back. He's back. What happened? Did you
I
click on
misclicked.
general?
I clicked on general thinking it was a general chat.
I do it
Oops.
all the time. Yeah. No,
Yeah, it's because we don't. Our general chat is called something stupid.
It's called. Oh yeah, the actual
Yeah.
general chat. Yeah, it's because it went through like 80 name changes and we deleted it 25 times.
Mhm.
It's long. So our Discord
It's-
is a mess.
It is
There's a
written
lot
down
going
in the Odyssey, in the legends.
It's so much of a mess. I didn't even know you joined. Somebody was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Neeher's here," and I was like, "Huh?"
Huh?
And it was literally like the day I was thinking, "Man, Neeher would be a really cool guest on the podcast."
Mhm,
And then
I'm glad-
literally like within 30 minutes of that, somebody's like, "Hey, look, they're in the Discord," and I was like, "Huh? what do you know?"
Oh yeah.
He's such a good guest. I'm glad we forced him to listen to us talk.
It's we be ranting sometimes.
Yeah, true. The radioactive rant.
Maybe
got the
Interesting, huh?
we should have like segments where it's just you and I ranting about things.
Mm.
I'm worried for the day that we can't get a guest and it is just
Yeah?
you and I. Because
Oh,
that
you're
episode-
worried to hang out with me.
No. Well, yes. I'm worried to hang out with you on camera without somebody here to be like, "Oh yeah, we are in public." You know?
Yeah.
It just
Listen.
turns into us what song was it? What was it last time? It was just us singing the first line of Bon Jovi's
Oh yeah.
what
Living on a prayer.
Living on a Prayer. It was just the first
Yeah.
line over and over again for about 2 hours.
Get your door for the door.
Yeah, it's
I think about to
yeah,
do.
that.
Like we
That.
can't remember the words.
Yeah. It's not healthy.
And then after that, we just put on
The
Fucking-
funky crunky jams, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Fucking
and Boston makes me feel
Boston Fiction.
Which-
It's
classic.
it's great.
it's a
It's
an
that
edit.
song is the only way I can mod anymore.
it's
like
the version
using-
we listen to is an edit where it's like oh, what's the lyrics?
I'm
It's
sure
like
people know. Somebody in the
Yeah, it's like-
comments of on the Nexus, we were referencing it, and somebody jumped in and finished it. So people,
yeah,
know.
it's like
the people know.
freaky ghost baby,
Yeah,
freaky ghost man, freaky man baby.
Stupid. I forgot where I was
Yeah.
going with that. Yeah.
Does-
Oh no! What I was saying was that song is like the only way I can make mods now.
Mhm.
It's like using a bedroom assistant, and it's like That's the only way you can do it. Perform now is like if that song is playing, it's the only way I can make mods and focus. Otherwise,
I think
I don't know.
you might have something going on, some sort of attention deficit disorder.
I should probably see a doctor.
What kind of doctor?
I don't know. I'm not going.
Okay.
Yeah.
You heard it
you
here
know,
first, folks. Dak hates doctors. All of them.
You know,
He hates them.
it'll get done when it's done.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, Neeher, does busting in fact make you feel good?
Stupid.
The song is a good one though.
Yeah.
It is really good. It's unironically good.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironically good. It can
Surprisingly
be
so.
both. It can be both.
Yeah.
And when you listen to it 5 times in a row, it starts to lose its charm. But then you just wait a few minutes, and then it's good again. I really like that anybody listening to this at this point who's decided to stick through it this long, because this episode has been a bit of a maniacal spiral into chaos.
Mhm.
Has no idea what's going on. So thank you to those of you who are here.
Mhm.
Leave a comment giving me a good recommendation for some psychiatric help, because I'm sure you've got it.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get sponsored by BetterHelp.
You know what I was thinking?
Mhm.
Now that I'm at the point where like sponsors are reaching out and stuff, despite me declining them over and over again, I would love to get a beard care sponsorship, like some beard oil.
Yeah, I'd buy some.
Yeah,
I would.
I think the audience would dig that, because I know we've got a lot of beard enthusiasts out there.
Mhm. Remember Beard Chat? That was around for like 2 days.
Yeah, I don't remember why I opened that. I think it was for Malik.
Yeah.
I think so.
His beard is okay.
I think that's what, like, we were talking in a different channel, and the beards came up, and I was like, oh, these are the products I use. And they're like, oh, look at this. And then people got mad at us for me breaking my own server rule of not following the Fallout 4 chat guidelines. I made a beard chat.
What's the point of that rule anymore? People don't follow it.
Nobody ever has. Fallout 4 is the new general. That's the first chat that people comment in when they join.
Yeah, and the thing is, I only enforce that rule when I'm sick of people talking and like, well, I don't like you guys, so I'm just gonna time a bunch of people out, breaking a rule that I never enforced.
Pig, you are definitely one of the most moderators ever.
Yeah, I'm one of the moderators of all time.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. Let's reel it back in just a little bit again and get some actual discussions that are worth listening to. Neeher.
Yes.
You are in the modding scene, but as far as I know, you're only doing Fallout content, right? You don't do anything for like the Skyrims or the New Vegases, as far as I know.
This new guy.
Nope, just the Fallout 4.
Do you have any plans to make the transition when Starfield comes out, or is it Fallout that's your passion?
To see how it goes. I would definitely like to do stuff with Starfield. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to it too.
I know a lot of people have really cool sci-fi ideas that they want to implement into Fallout, and a lot of times they just go, Institute, or whatever, when it comes to lore friendliness. But with Starfield, you really have a big sandbox, because you can do, super futuristic stuff. We're in space future, you do whatever you want. But we've also seen there are ballistic firearms. There's a double barrel in there.
It shoots it's got square holes, but it shoots 250 caliber rounds.
Yeah, it's goofy.
Yeah.
And so you could easily make the argument for some classic weapons just floating around in different planets. Like you could pull an Andor and throw an AK in there, or whatever you need to do.
No reason not to, unless they say this is a different place.
I'm curious. Sure we didn't see it from the transition from New Vegas to Fallout 4. But I'm curious if we'll see it with Starfield, where people will just be like, I'll just port the mod I already made.
So there is a few like that. When Fallout 4 came out, you remember the old Voltec MPL mod?
Yeah, that was on both. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was on Blood Metal 5. Did some stuff. I've been watching old Al videos, so I've rediscovered the lore from 2016 and 2015. This game is 7 years old.
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel that I was 12 when Fallout 4 came out?
Old as I don't know how to do math, as we've established.
Clearly, yeah, from today's video.
Me trying to count bullets on the fly to tell you to appropriate.
Everything was in all of my magazine capacities were in multiples of 2. It wasn't so hard.
It was your fault. You know that?
Huh?
Because you used weird magazine capacities. This magazine has 28 bullets instead of 30, so that's why my brain was like, hold on. Hold on.
I did that on purpose so the
Buffering.
burst fire
It's-
didn't glitch out.
Why wouldn't you use a magazine capacity of 30? It's in
I
threes.
didn't want to.
You use 28.
That's.
Not divisible by 3.
First of
I guess I was thinking about twos.
It's a
I guess
3-round
I am
burst,
stupid.
pig.
What?
It's a 3-round burst.
Yeah, but okay, so I did that. I did 18 rounds.
You're
on
as bad
first
as the
one.
video games that do it. There's I'm trying to think, there are definitely video games that have done that where they'll add a burst. I think Borderlands is really bad about it because they have some goofy, stupid guns where it's like, this one has a magazine capacity of 57 with a 6-round burst. Go. It's just like, it's super stupid.
When Neeher, when are you making a burst fire revolver?
Yeah.
burst fire revolver.
I mean, like it could be like
I mean,
a
we're basic.
single
Fanning
action.
it?
Yeah, imagine that.
Revolver.
Yeah,
You do it twice.
yeah.
What if it's just a single burst of 6 shots and the whole cylinder just goes like, bah! When you pull the trigger and then you have to reload?
There's a.
That'd be pretty.
I've
funny,
experimented a little bit with pipe revolver animations. If you set it to full auto, the cylinder spins.
It just keeps spinning.
Yeah, it
Can we
just
do
spins
anything with
until
that?
you're out of ammo. Yes, we can.
Like a laser thing, maybe? Like the fusion? Just
Maybe.
Whee!
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think that would be a fun thing to try out. We got to do something with that.
Maybe.
This is what I do.
Write
I
that
just
down, write
figure
that
stuff
down.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, like you figured out the Gauss thing? Did you ever get that working?
Yes, I did. I copied animation files from the Gauss rifle to the combat shotgun. So when you can now charge the combat shotgun and it shakes in your hands. It doesn't make any sounds, but it shakes. I'm very proud of myself.
But it doesn't make sounds.
It doesn't make
Could
sounds.
you just make custom sounds?
I probably could.
Yeah, you'll figure
I need to edit the annotations, but I can do that in a text editor.
Oh, how fun.
The Gauss rifle uses a adaptive animation to or an additive animation to do the shake.
Yeah. That's what I learned to
You can
do.
add that to
So
anything.
yeah, it just worked. It just worked.
Yeah,
So
it just
I'm
moves
very
the hand bone, I believe. It doesn't mess with any of
Mhm.
the actual weapon bones.
Yeah. Which was very helpful for me. That means I don't have to make completely new custom animations. Which I don't know how to. Unless I harassed you to do it for me.
I think at this point we know enough animators that if we really wanted some, we could.
Yeah.
Or I could
Yeah.
just learn. But
You have enough on your plate
I don't
already.
want to learn. I do, but man, I just don't. I look at the first time I ever did anything with animations was on the SMMG, and I looked at the wall of text of subgraph data, and I cried
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't. Have you ever in your life looked at something that you just couldn't comprehend, and
Yep.
you get sad?
That's how I felt first making quest mods.
That was
but
me
now
when I
I'm
was
here.
in college grade calculus.
Oh.
And I,
You know they made me do college grade math? Like geometry, college grade geometry in high school?
there's geometry in college.
I don't remember what it was because I don't remember any of it.
I remember people struggling a lot with geometry when I was in high school, and it just like came to me really
It's
easily.
shapes, dude.
Yeah,
That's
it
probably why
helps
you're
a
good at
lot
models.
with 3D modeling. It's so helpful.
Yeah.
Knowing geometry, like who would have thunk?
I don't know what a torus is. Is that like a bull? Is that like a Ford
I think
Taurus?
that's a Ford.
Yeah?
A Taurus?
Yeah.
Taurus is a donut.
No, it's a truck.
Oh,
What? Ford Taurus is a
off.
sedan.
Yeah,
Oh, is it?
yeah. It has
We don't
wheels.
know car
It
things.
has
Not
wheels.
a car thing. Okay, so does a 4-door car, have more wheels or more doors?
A 4-door car have
Mhm.
more wheels or more doors.
Mm-hmm.
What do you? Well, like, what's the definition of a wheel? What's the definition of a door, big?
A door is something that open. Whoop, whoop.
And
And a
closes.
car-
But does it have
yeah,
to
a
latch to be a door?
Yes.
Then it
Yes.
has more wheels for sure. Surely.
It has more spinny things. Okay, let's count.
Does
Let's
a
count.
gear count as a wheel? If a gear counts as a wheel, this is stupid.
wouldn't-
What are we doing?
I would say so. So wheels, we have the 4
There's
wheels,
pulleys.
and we have the steering wheel, and then we have the flywheel.
Have you ever had? Never mind.
Yes.
No. I'm
And
just
then
gonna talk about
doors,
my
we have
Lexus that
4
was broken.
There's
doors.
tires. There's rims.
We have 4 doors, and then we have a hood, and we have a trunk. So that's 6.
Pig, does a tire count as a wheel?
It's part of a wheel.
But does it
Part of the wheel.
But you could take it off, and now it's 2 pieces, and they both rotate and around.
If
you took a tire, pig,
Dak, if I split you in half, would you be 2 people?
You're from the Midwest.
Would you be 2 people?
Maybe. You're from the Midwest. You ever gotten in a tractor tire and rolled down a hill?
Yes.
Is that a wheel?
No, it's a tire.
Fuck you. I don't like wheel talk.
Yeah?
It's making me heated.
Yeah, we're just spinning our wheels at this point.
God damn it. You see what I have to work with? This is my modding partner.
Yeah.
This is the guy that helps me make things.
I'm your... Yep.
Oh, again, it's a wonder we make anything.
Well, you didn't answer the question.
What?
Does the car have more doors, or does it have more wheels?
Probably wheels? Maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
You don't know? This was your question.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I was like at first, well, it has 4 doors, and it has 4 wheels plus the steering wheel, so it has more wheels. But then I thought about it, I'm like, well, the trunk and the hood could be, and then there's the flywheel.
I have a new life goal. I'm gonna ditch the YouTube career. I'm gonna go back and get my math degree. I'm gonna become a math professor and just be like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be working on my doctorate, and I'm gonna post a problem on the board. Be like, all right, what's the answer to this? And they're gonna solve it. Be like, thanks, and I write it down. They're like, you didn't know.
Well, that's most teachers, isn't it? They just got like the handbook.
I wouldn't
with all the answers. Oh, you wouldn't. You didn't? Did you actually do any teaching when you were doing?
When I was a teacher, did I ever teach as a teacher? Yes.
Yeah,
I did. In
fact, I thought you just dealt with special.
I did.
Students.
I've had multiple education positions.
Okay.
But my most recent was a very goofy one.
Yeah.
It was a goofy.
It prepared you. It prepared you.
I dealt with delinquents. All right.
Yeah. It prepared you.
But the weird inner goings of the political nature of working in a school made it weird.
Yeah.
Is that an interesting topic? School politics.
I thought we weren't gonna. I thought we were
politicals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're not doing politicals.
Yeah. So how about
No. I'm just gonna cut that there wherever it was going.
Yeah.
We're done. Next one.
How about the monarchy?
Well, you know my favorite political topic.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll talk about it before the show's over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the show's over now.
Is it?
Time to go home?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Yep. So, if you have anything else you want to talk about before we end the show?
Big's ending the show. I had one more thing.
Yes.
At least.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be doing this.
I'm joking, but okay.
Okay. Well, we were talking about the Andor thing.
Yes.
And they're like,
Star Wars.
People are mad because there's an AK on the Andor cover. The dude just has a revolver.
Does he really?
There's a revolver with like a metal grate on it. What's the other guy holding? Looks like a Beretta. Dude, there's some weird stuff going on. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate when Star Wars does the whole like kit bash weapons thing. Because they've always done it. It's cool. It's in their blood.
It's neat.
And when they brought that stuff over into the newer content, it made me really happy because the new trilogy didn't do it as much, especially when like the First Order stuff is all just like weird ultra sci-fi white plastic institute looking weapons. But with some of the other stuff they've been coming out with, like Mando and things, they've done a good job of doing more kit bashes. Rogue One had some good ones. Like I think they had a PO8 in there. That was that was
that guy.
Yeah.
The bad guy with big white outfit.
I thought the main lady had the PO8.
Oh, he also had a gun. I think he might have had a revolver.
I don't know. Anyways, Andor's got me tripping because some of this stuff looks a little. Actually, there's an AK in the cover art too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Let me look at
Is this a revolver, an AK, and then I can't see what the other guy has going on.
Revolver looks pretty sci-fi.
It looks pretty sci-fi, but I don't know if it looks Star Wars. If that makes sense.
The other one looks kind of M9-like, but with something coming out of the tip of it.
It's hard to tell because it is all just kind of art.
Grainy.
But
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What
see
about
the
when they made the
AK.
blaster
Huh.
where they just got a Lewis gun and took the magazine off and said,
That's my
Blaster.
favorite gun in all of Star Wars.
Oh
they
yeah.
literally just said, all right, we've
And
got
it
a
works,
Lewis gun.
too, because
how do we make it
the-
look sci-fi? And they're like, And they just flicked the pan off and they're like, yeah, we're
Because
onto
without
something.
the pan, you just like, what is that? What
That's
is that?
every Star Wars gun is like, what if we just take the magazine out?
Listen, they were running on a budget, and they were in
That's what the-
Great Britain.
Hold on. The STG and the AR version of the Rebel Blaster, both, they're just like, just take the magazine out. I think the AR-15 one, they put a small mag in, and they put another mag
I think
in front of
they
it.
cut a 20 round. Yeah.
But
It's also got a shotgun pump grip on it.
Ooh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
always funny to look at those. And I love that era of movies where they were just like, we need a sci-fi gun. Should we make one? No. Let's just get 3 guns, cut off pieces, and put them together. And that's how Pig makes mods.
Yes, it's true. Like the Alien's pulse rifle. That's
Yeah,
a good
that's exactly
example
what I
of
was
it,
thinking
too.
of. It's got Tommy gun receiver with a Spaz 12 front end lower. Like it's a barrel and the pump, but it's on the lower of the gun as the grippy. And also, I
Yeah.
think it functions as like a master key of sorts. I think.
Yeah,
And then
It's
they
in-
also have.
it's
what's
on the
other-
inside. It's a Thompson on the
Yeah,
inside.
they have the Thompson as the receiver, and there's a third gun in there, isn't there?
Maybe, I don't know. The smart gun is literally an MG42, but it's got
it's got M60
a
parts
motorcycle. The smart gun is an MG42 with motorcycle handles and attached to a Steadicam rig.
Right. The other part of the pulse rifle is the M60.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
barrel.
Oh,
Goofy
yeah.
gun. And then they were like, all right, we've got this. And it's covered in plastic.
Mhm.
And they're like, ah.
And
So
then
good.
they were like, I really like how when they had the shotgun in that movie, they had it as an heirloom. That was clever.
Yeah, they're just like, old shotgun, how do? And you're like, this is the one.
My
think-
grandpapa
I
gave me a new
think
shotgun.
that they stole that idea in one of the like really crappy Doom movies. Because they wanted
Probably.
to put the sawn off.
Oh yeah, they did. They did steal that.
Yeah. Goofy.
Was that the one with the
Goofy
rock
off.
in it?
I don't know if it was that one. It might have been.
There's too many shitty Doom movies.
There's
It's
too
kind
many
of sad.
shitty movies with The Rock in it.
When's the Rock coming on the podcast?
It's a good question. I was just thinking, when is... No, I had a whole conversation on the podcast in my head that never happened. That we talked about Adam Savage, and I was like, when is Adam Savage coming on the podcast?
That'd be cool. Mythbusters, man.
That would be cool.
Why would he ever?
I don't know.
Why?
You know, it's
We're not
in
cool enough.
in Mythbusters. You know how they have like the blueprint segment where they explain what's going on.
Mhm.
There's several locations where their characters are holding Fallout weapons
Yeah.
because it was like a side profile, easy to get from the Fallout wiki
Mhm.
when you just Google double barrel shotgun or something.
Yeah, if you just Google double barrel, you Google assault rifle, you Google anything, a lot of times Fallout stuff just pops up, and there's a nice clean PNG because of the wiki.
Mhm.
Additionally, if you just Google Fallout 4 assault rifle, my stuff pops up. All the mods.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you Google Fallout 4 Commonwealth Story Expansion Project mod, Quest mod, All Americans, my stuff pops up.
Wow. You're not kidding. If you Google Degenerate Dak
That's-
YouTube channel, you actually find my YouTube channel.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man.
Oh.
Crazy, man. Do you know if you Google Fallout 4 Nexus dash Neeher, you'd find Neeher's page.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Neeher, what did you do before Fallout?
What did I do before Fallout?
Yeah, what did you do before you make it a mod, man?
What
You have
was
a
life
life?
before Fallout?
Did you have a life?
Are you anything besides a modder?
I think the only thing I ever did before that was just play video games in general.
No. Well, actually, that kind of answers the question. A more serious take on that question was I was going to say, like, the amount of raw talent that you have for making mods and being as invested as like having the mocap suit and doing stuff like that. I was curious if you had any background in like game design or anything like that, because the stuff that you make is of such insane quality.
No.
Just all self-taught craziness.
Yep. And yeah, it started when Fallout 4 came out. Like, I guess I remember it was about 6 months after Fallout 4 came out is when the creation kit came out. So
Mhm.
Yeah, and then a bunch of New Vegas mod authors were like, "Oh, I can't wait to make mods," and they're like, "This is nothing like the New Vegas creation kit. It changed everything." And then they went back and made New Vegas mods instead.
that's fine.
Yeah,
I have messed with the creation kit for or the GEC for
Yeah.
New Vegas, and I was like, "This isn't very good." And Fallout 4 came out, and it's just so much better.
Yeah.
Still
But
not good.
it's
About
but
every
better.
way.
yeah. It's that learning
For an
curve.
editor,
They
it's
learned
pretty
how to
good.
do everything, and then they come along to new Fallout 4 stuff, and it's like, well, I got to relearn everything. And
What's the
the
point?
the three of us didn't really have that issue. We just started with Fallout 4 and learned. And we didn't have to.
So that gets
relearn
me
anything.
curious, as somebody who just started with Fallout 4, did you have any inspiration to be like, man, I really want to do this because I saw blank? Like, what was the thing that got you into wanting to make mods?
That's a good question. Yeah, I never
I'm gonna
really
be an
made any mods
interviewer.
for 3 or New Vegas.
Yeah, it just came out of
Fallout
nowhere.
4, I think it was just Fallout 4 looked so, I guess, easy to make stuff for. You know, Bethesda will just put out the tools for whatever they're allowed to. You know, if they could,
Yeah.
they'd give you 3ds Max probably.
Right.
And
That's my favorite thing about the current engine is they just give us the tools. That's nice.
yeah,
They
imagine
we
they'll do
get
the
the
same for
same-
Starfield.
I hope
and
so.
Starfield won't even need the Havoc engine.
I hope
Yeah.
Starfield has more Blender support for animations and such.
I've never messed with Blender.
Uh,
I don't want to.
I can't get my
I
hands
really
on 3DS.
like Max.
Yeah, I've had some animators offer to help teach me, and the first step is getting Max, and then that's my roadblock. And I know there are alternative methods of getting it, but for some reason my computer said, "Nope, we hate you. You're locked in the Blender lifestyle." I know they just released that tool to help make animations in Blender and actually convert them into working mods for Fallout, but
It's only
I haven't seen anybody
third-person
make it.
animations. There's no
Oh, really?
first-person rig for it.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
You need a
skeletal
first-person
rig.
rig. Yeah,
That's fine.
but you
I
can
wasn't gonna
make
mess with it
poses and
anyways.
stuff in third person. And chairs,
Poses.
I guess.
Third person,
It-
first person are the same thing. Just bend the head back. So that it doesn't clip into the camera.
Snap their neck. Yeah.
I love the first person rig where they're just snap their neck.
No, there's some great like vanilla animations that if you open them up, like with the radium rifle, the leg is like twisted all the way around backwards.
Yeah, I saw somebody showing me that. They were showing me the animations they're working on. The legs just out here doing this as the animation plays.
Yeah, the
Why?
mess.
It's not rendered in first person. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. You can't
Yeah.
see it. Doesn't matter. And that's how I feel about all those
Out of sight,
loose,
out of mind.
those loose vertices hanging out in my machine gun.
Yeah,
They don't have
Hopefully
textures.
they-
You'll never see them.
Yeah.
Wait, they might have
Neeher,
textures.
you make it a quest mod in the beginning.
Yeah. Got the
Who, me?
Xander's Aid.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, Xander's Aid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was cool. That was the first thing I pretty much did with the creation kit.
That's crazy. The first thing you ever did. Big expansive quest mod. Yeah, no big deal. I'm just
It started out pretty small,
built different.
and then I was
That's the whole
like,
thing.
well, this
That's-
is only like 10 minutes long so far. I guess I'll just keep going. And then World Space.
Yeah,
And I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then, I kind of just went from there, branched out to different areas, and then found that animation's my favorite.
That's interesting.
I'm similar journey. I make it a quest mod and I make it a weapon mod, and did it cut out again?
It did.
Yes.
I'm. Is this?
How'd you
I hope
know?
that's the first. Well, because I looked over and I saw I'm not highlighted. Anyways, what I was saying is I make it a quest mod.
There goes again.
There's a rumor outside my house. He's vrooming up and down the road.
Yeah.
They don't have
yeah.
they don't have a muffler. I live in
Wow.
You want to
Yellow-
try? You want to try again? For the third
Okay.
time.
I make it a quest mod. He muted me.
I
His
guess
server
we'll never,
muted me.
I guess we'll never know.
No, I was gonna say that I make it a quest mod and I make it a weapon mod, but I like to make it a quest mod.
How?
What?
How?
I like storytelling. I like it. I like storytelling.
Do you like storytelling? But do you enjoy making the quest mod?
That's the problem.
I enjoy releasing the quest mod.
That's what I thought. You know what's funny?
I enjoy watching Al's video of the mod.
It's really funny to
There you
be
go.
a creator in the sphere because it's like I spend all this time on these stupid weapons. I make them. I play with them as I make them. But then once they release them, I have never done a playthrough with any of my guns. Like
All of my stuff is installed in my game, and I'm like, oh look, Tinker's ray gun. Let me pick that up.
yeah, it's just
And then I'm like, well, I'm testing SMG right.
I picked up something today. It's so funny how like even in what I do with the mod making and the mod reviewing, where it's like, oh, I'm recording footage, but I found a legendary enemy and he had a never-ending lever action rifle. That's cool. I'm gonna hold on to that. Next thing I know, I delete that save, forget about it, go record.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's fine. Whatever.
Because I always just redo from the beginning of the game whenever I'm testing stuff because quest mods are finicky.
Oh yeah. No, they work perfectly.
No, extremely jank.
Yeah. Is your big project's about ready? Your
Mine?
brothers in arms?
Yeah, Brothers in Arm Redux. I should be working on implementing the last of the dialogue right now, but I had a podcast to do. It's kind of this crazy
That's
thing.
stupid. Why did you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of, my friend, he just really just wanted me to come.
All right. I think
Uh,
it's about enough of that.
yeah.
Yeah, we're running up on 2 hours a lot faster than I thought we would have. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, I thought
For
we
those of you
started
who
a little
stuck it out
later.
to the end, appreciate
Mhm.
you guys watching all that stuff, and apologies for taking so long to get another episode out. But life finds a way to.
And also, you got
interrupt
older.
Everything. What?
What?
This is your birthday. You got older.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, we're always getting older. Big every day.
Time
just
keeps
one step
on slipping
every day is
into the
just-
future.
Every day is just one step closer to death.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But we are not born just to die, you know that. We are born to experience life.
And then die.
Yeah. It's the final chapter. We still have a lot of chapters in the middle.
I don't like to read.
I
So
know, I've
the
got a
way we
book.
like to end this show.
Yes, that's true. I almost forgot about the ending
Yeah,
bit.
remember I told you we have to
The
get
ending
we have to
bit.
get into one political controversial topic before we
Yes.
leave.
Yes.
Despite Neeher specifically telling us no politicals.
Yes.
There is one controversial
Yeah.
topic we like to discuss with every guest. We ask them the same
it has
question.
to do with Canada.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
It's true.
Every time we end the podcast, we ask our guests the same question because it's fun to see how different people from across the world respond to a political, controversial, very two-sided topic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one that we find
Oh boy.
really, really puts a divide in our community.
Mm-hmm.
Pineapple on
Mhm.
pizza. Is it an
Rivals
acceptable
apart.
topping?
No.
Thank God. This is the best guest we've had. Some people dare to come onto this show
Disgusting.
and they try to tell me that you can eat pineapple on pizza. And I tell you what, we kick them right off. They're gone. Oof.
Yeah.
Skedaddle.
Mhm.
At the end of the episode?
That's-
Yeah.
yeah.
They're just
Actually,
kicked from the call.
that's a joke, but it actually happened twice. I think
Yeah.
Jay Cruz said it was okay, and then we left. We literally walked off screen.
I was like,
And
went to
then
general.
when we had all the guys from Galactech on, Pig kicked somebody out the call, and we were not done yet.
Yeah.
I had to invite them back later, and then Pig left.
Yeah.
It was-
Did that
it
go
was
well?
amazing.
I never actually checked. If
Yeah, you
it
never.
went
You left. You kicked out the lead dev and then just left.
well. Yep.
Didn't say a word.
I had things to do.
I called it. I was like, "Hey, come back."
Of who?
Sorry about that.
The Galactech devs, the guys that do the big Star Wars faction mod.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We have the Mandalorian armor.
yeah, that one.
The Mandalorian.
The Varangian.
The
Yeah.
Manda-
All right. Well, anyways, Neeher,
Yes.
you're great.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Your
mods
opinion
and-
is the correct one.
and great opinions
That's the
on
most
pineapple.
important.
My dog
Mhm.
decided to jump in my lap for the end of the episode. Thank you.
Good.
Hello,
Thank
dog.
you. Hello, dog.
We didn't ask Neeher what his dog is. What is your dog?
Hair.
It's a standard poodle.
Oh. Who is your
Lot of
dog?
hair.
Paxton.
Oh, didn't you make a mod for your dog? I swear you did.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember the poodle
That was
mod.
2 years ago.
Yeah, it's a goofy one. The SS2 guys did that too. With the bully.
Yeah, the French bulldog,
French bulldog.
King Gath. That's his dog.
It's the one side quest I did. I remember.
dog.
And it's only because everybody told me to. They were like, "You have to do the side quest. You have to.
You have to get the dog.
Is it cute?
All right.
Yeah.
I have cats.
Everybody wants me to do a Zeus companion, but he's just
I have a cat too.
a German Shepherd, so it's like
He's just a
just
derpier
my
dog
dog
mate.
Hey, Zeus, come here. You want to be
Dog
on the
meat.
camera? Come here. We're gonna end the show. We're gonna end the podcast. Come here. Yeah. There's the tail. You can see the
Yeah.
Oh no, the
Well,
mics.
this is the tail end of the podcast.
Oh yeah, you got the tail
Yeah.
end of the podcast. Oh, that's the good boy. The microphone's in
yeah.
the way.
Maybe this
That's
should
the
be a
good
bit. We call
boy.
it the tail end, where we have dogs.
Oh yeah, that's the best part of the show is when people get to see the gooper. Yes.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
The goobus.
All right. Well, it was great having you on, Neeher.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we'll
Sorry
talk to you
for
some point in the
making-
future. Sorry for
making you
absolutely
listen.
railroading every conversation and just ranting
Yeah.
about YouTube comments.
Yeah.
That's just us.
Well, we complimented for him for the first half, and then we just
Yeah,
complained for
the first
second
half was just me being like, "You're great. I like your
Yeah.
mods," and then the second half was just me being like, "I hate YouTube. I want to die." Regardless, I hope you had fun. It's always great
I did.
having you guys on and talking about the behind the scenes stuff. You guys make such cool work, and a lot of times people don't get to see the other side, especially weird people who decide that they absolutely don't want to do any social media or Discord. And it's like, well, you don't get to see the cool stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Is there anything you want to plug real quick?
Yeah.
Just the YouTube and I guess the Twitter, because the Twitter is where I put behind the scenes stuff on the mods.
For sure.
Okay.
I'll,
Dak, you'll have to remember to link that. in
I
the
already
description
know,
this
and
time.
I have a notepad down because if I don't write things down, you already know.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to link your YouTube as well as your Twitter
Mhm.
and your Fallout 4 Nexus profile so people can go check out the stuff you make. I'm sure anybody watching this already knows who you are, but in case you don't and you want some really cool mods with amazing new weapons or amazing new game functionalities or even an expansive quest mod, this is your guy.
They watched through the entire
Woo.
episode and don't know who he is.
I mean,
Now they do.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't watch the show. I wouldn't know.
I watched the show. Why don't you?
You do? Do you actually watch this after the fact?
Yeah, I like listening to
What's
myself
wrong
talk.
with you? I would.
I have to
hate-
make sure
it's
that
hard enough
the
to edit
Spotify upload
an
is
episode.
okay.
Yeah, I guess.
You're gonna edit this?
No. It's bad
Just
enough
straight
He's got to
editing.
edit out. He's got to edit out all the slurs I said.
No, my God.
There were a lot.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
many.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks this episode was actually 4 hours long.
Yeah,
No.
it just said so many awful things. Okay, let's
Fuck's
close
sake.
it down.
Um,
Let's close it
no,
down.
to answer your question, no, we don't edit the podcast very much. I cut off the front and the end wherever I find a good
Mhm.
stopping and starting point, and that's about it. Unless, like, one time I said something I wasn't supposed to say last episode.
Yeah,
I leaked some
Yep.
information that was not public, apparently, that I was unaware of, so I had to do a
yeah,
little
and then I
bleeping.
yelled at you. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Big yelled at me.
Mhm.
Despite telling me the information in the first place.
I told it out of confidence.
Yeah, I didn't know it was
we
a
were
secret.
confidant.
I didn't
I'm pretty
know
sure
it
I
was a
told you it was a
I
secret.
definitely didn't.
You're bad with secrets.
Whatever.
Yeah,
The point is,
I literally did tell you. it was a
I don't
secret.
even like editing.
Okay,
little
okay,
videos
we're
of my
done.
own
We're
voice.
done.
Bad.
Yeah.
I would never listen to this. And I don't
My
know why
voice is
anybody
really
else
annoying.
would, but a few thousand of you like to. So
Mm-hmm.
congrats. If you're one of those, leave a comment.
Also, these guys. Am I pointing at? Am I
Pig,
pointing at the Patreons?
Pig, and I
For
quote.
me-
Hold on. No, you're not.
I know.
Are you
Pig,
pointing at the Patreons? Are
Pig.
they over there?
pig, and I quote.
Yeah.
We're ending the episode. Shut up. And then also pig. By the way,
Well, I just want to
you're
say,
not pointing at the Patrons. You're pointing at me.
Is this the Patreons?
Yes,
Are
that's-
they over
that's
here?
the
Are they over
Patreons.
there?
There you go.
Thanks,
That's
guys.
that's where the Patreons are.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
Good
Your names
work,
are over there.
patrons. Woo!
Thanks for the
Do you have
money.
a Patreon?
Do I? No.
You don't do the Patreon or the anything of the donation sorts?
No, not really.
Well, look at you.
PayPal's on there, I guess.
Go
You have to
PayPal.
go out of your way to
Neeher.
find it.
Give him
Give
$50. Every viewer, give him $50.
Imagine how much money
That
you have.
works.
Think about. I thought about that the other day. What if every Discord
Meth?
member was a patron member?
Yeah,
I'd be rich.
true. And then you could actually pay me.
One day, pig,
Yeah.
pig. One day,
Mhm.
when I can afford it. First, I got to afford to
Okay.
pay myself.
All right.
Let's end this. This is a shit show. Bye, people.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.